Hi everyone, my name is Kathie. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'll be guiding you through a beginner's yoga flow. So throughout the practice, I'm going to be giving you lots of options and variations of posture. So make sure when you're practicing to listen to your body and taking the options that you need. For props, we're going to be using a strap as well as a block for this practice. So if you like this video and would like to see more, please give a like in the video bottom, as well as click on the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and let's get started. All right, so we're going to begin in a seated position with ankles crossed. You can take a block and prop it underneath your seat, like so, allowing the knees to fall forward a little bit lower than the hips. We're going to gently close the eyes, take a moment here to center, placing your hands over the thighs, maybe palms facing up. Bring the thumb and index fingers to touch. Taking a moment here just to observe our breath, observe our physical body. Breathing in, allowing the belly to expand as you breathe in on the inhale. Lifting all the way up to your lungs. And slowly exhale, releasing that breath. Finding a nice pattern, smooth inhalation and exhalation. Taking the time to establish our breath, which will guide us through the physical practice. And let's slowly open up the eyes. And you can stay seated on the block if this feels more comfortable, or you can remove the block and come back down sitting on the floor. I'll take a deep breath in, reach the arms up. As we exhale, right hand will come down to the ground or reach for your block. Slowly press down into your sit bones. We're going to lean over towards the right side, reaching the fingertips towards the opposite side of the room, pressing down to your sit bones, breathing into the left side of the body. Inhale, we're going to come all the way up, finding a seated twist, left hand back, right hand to the outside. Breathe in, we're going to sit up and grow tall. Exhale, start to slowly twist, wringing out the spine, grounding down to the sit bones. Inhale, finding length through the crown of the head. And exhale, sink down, twist a little deeper. And we'll slowly return, come back to center. You can uncross your legs, switching the direction, maybe moving the block over to the opposite side. So take a breath in, sweep the arms up, growing tall through the spine. Exhale, we bring the hand down, start to lean over towards the left side, reaching hands actively over towards the left side of the room. If you like, you can come down onto your forearms. And breathe in all the way up, switching sides. Taking your right hand back, left hand to the outside. Inhale, we sit tall. Allow our spine to grow, reaching up through the crown of the head. Exhale, we start to twist. That nice ringing effect through the spine. Start to work and awaken the body. And slowly release, come back into center. We're going to take the right leg out onto the side. Bring the left sole of the foot to the inner thigh. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Start to spin yourself over to face the extended leg. Let's reach for our strap. Looping the strap around the arches of the foot. So taking a breath here, we're going to sit up tall. Again, if you need to lift the sit bones, a block is always good to allow the hips to be a little bit higher, and this will give you more space to fold over the legs from the hips. So sitting up nice and tall, breathe in. Exhale, we're going to use our hands to give ourselves a little pull. Flexing and hinging from the hip crease, start to fold forward. Holding here and breathing in our revolved head to knee pose. And keep a slight flexion in the ankle. Toes are pointing up. And slowly release, come back to seated. Releasing the block, place it off to the side, and let's try the other side. Bring your right foot in, left foot out to the side. Find that wide angle here. Again, adjust your seat if you need to. If you're using a strap, we're going to place it around the arches of the foot. Give ourselves a little spin so we can face the extended leg. One hand on either side, taking a breath in. So first you want to find length through the spine. So sit up nice and tall. Allow your chest to stay lifted, crown the head reaching up. As we exhale, start to hinge and fold forward. We're hinging from the hip crease rather than rounding through the spine, which will not get us a lot of length. We want to keep the chest lifted, find that flat back. So looking for more length, then fold. So first we lengthen, crown the head forward. Exhale, we fold until our spine will not reach forward anymore. Once you find that your spine is going to start rounding, you can relax the hands, maybe keep the hands on the strap if you like. Finding a slight bow forward, dropping the head forwards. Taking one more breath here. And slowly release, inhale all the way back up, releasing your strap. Place your block off to the side. And we'll come into a table position. Hips over the knees, shoulder, elbows, wrists in one line. So setting up here for some cat and cow movements. On the inhale, we're going to drop the belly, allow the back to flex. Exhale, chin to chest, press the floor away. Inhale, dropping the belly, inhaling the heart forward, gaze forward. Exhale, pulling chin to chest, tailbone tucks under, pressing the hands down. Dropping the belly, breathing into cow pose, spinal extension. Exhale, chin to chest, spinal flexion. Feel free to close the eyes here and move with your breath. Find that breath and movement connection. One breath, one movement. Taking one more cycle. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, round, chin to chest, tailbone tucks under. Coming back into a neutral spine. We'll take the right leg, point the toes, inhale, right toes, extend back. On the exhale, we'll step that foot forward in between the hands, top of the mat. Here you can reach for your block. Placing it underneath your hand will help ourselves up into a low lunge position. So from your lunge position, if your knee is sensitive, consider rolling the mat over, patting the knee. Or if you have a towel, you can also place it underneath. So walking up onto your block. So 3 heights to the block. Picking the height that will work for you, giving your body a little bit of support. You'll notice that the front knee is directly stacked over the ankle. I'm going to keep the joints pressing over the other joint. Chest stays lifted, breathing in, roll the shoulders up and down. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, keep the neck long. And we'll reach the hands down onto the ground. Taking your hands on the floor, we'll pull the hips back, coming into a half splits. So again, blocks can be helpful underneath the hands, or you can stay on your fingertips, whatever feels good. Our sit bones are going to be reaching backwards. Ankle is flexed, heel pushing forward. From here, if there's room to go deeper, you can start to bow forward, start to feel a nice deep stretch through the back of the calves into the hamstrings. Taking 3 deep breaths here. And slowly release, look forward, come all the way back to the top of the mat. Let's curl the toe, lift the knee, and we'll step back into our first downward facing dog. So downward facing dog, this is typically a place we go in between movements to stretch out, reconnect the breath, especially in flow practices where there's a lot of movement. Downward facing dog can be a really nice grounding spot. So we're spreading our hands, shoulder width apart, fingers are forward. Heels might be a little bit high off the ground, that's okay. We're going to pedal out the feet and just gently stretch from side to side. Pressing down in between the shoulders, dropping the chest, gaze towards your belly button or towards the knees. And we'll look forward, step the left foot to the top of the mat. And let's come up into our low lunge position. So you can place your hands on your thighs or on your fingertips or use a block. So I'm going to use a block underneath my opposite hand for balance. Coming up, keeping the shoulders relaxed, pulling away from the ears. Finding a few deep breaths here. Front knee over the ankle. Back knee can be padded if you need a little bit more cushioning. And we'll slowly take the hands down on the ground, pulling the hips back. Start to straighten out the left legs. And notice the heel is digging into the ground. Ankle stays flexed. Toes are pointing up. We're pulling the sit bones back towards the back of the room, finding length through the hamstrings and through the calves. Bowing forward here if you like to go a little bit further. One more breath. And we'll slowly release. Look forward, come to the top of the mat, curling your toes, lifting the back knee, stepping back into downward facing dog. And see if maybe our legs are a little bit more warm now, muscles are lengthening. Play with pedaling out the feet and shifting the hips from side to side. That might be a nice stretch into the back. And we'll look forward, start to walk your feet to the top of the mat. Hang out here in a ragdoll position. Allow the knees to bend. Grab for opposite elbows and start to sway your body from side to side. And we'll slowly release, press into the feet. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up. Bring the hands together. Exhale, hands come to heart center. We'll begin with a few half sun salutations to start. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, start to hinge forward from the hip crease, coming down nice and slow. Hands to the floor. Inhale, look forward, lifting up halfway, finding a neutral spine. Exhale, bow and fold. Press down to the feet. Let's reverse swan dive. Come all the way back. Breathing in, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, big breath in. Hands reach up together. Diving down, lead with the heart. Keep a bend in the knees if you need. Hands to the floor or your shins. Look forward halfway. Exhale, we fold. Coming all the way back up. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to expand on this and bring in the full sun salutation. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, take your hands down to the ground. We're going to step the right foot back. Drop the back knee onto the floor, finding our low lunge. So remember, coming up onto your thighs or take a block underneath your hand. Hands down to the floor. We're going to step back into a high plank. So pressing the heels back towards the back of the room, shoulder, elbows, wrists in one line. We're going to lower the knees down to the ground. Knee, chin, chest comes to the floor. Finding our 8-point pose. Inhale, slinky the body through, lift the chest, uncurl the toes. Breathe in, cobra. Pressing the hands down, we're going to pull the shoulders away from the ears, lifting up through the chest. Exhale, release. Pressing up and back through table into downward facing dog. We'll step the right foot through, sending that right foot in between the hand, dropping the back knee down onto the ground, coming up onto your fingers or use a block. And slowly release. Curl the toe, lift the knee, step back. From our high plank, we'll bring the knees down to the ground. Chin, chest comes to the floor. And press it through. Inhale, lifting the heart forward. Cobra. Exhale through table or come into plank and downward facing dog. Looking forward, step, hop, or walk the feet through. Inhale as you arrive, look forward, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Reverse swan dive, press into the feet. Bring the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll do the same on the left side. So breathe in, hands together. Exhale, dive all the way down. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, place the hands down. We'll step the left foot back this time. Drop the back knee onto the ground, coming up. Hands can come to your thighs or come onto floor or using a block. And we'll place the hands down onto the ground, curl the toe, lift the knee, step back into a high plank. Knee, chin, chest comes down to the ground. Pressing the heart through. Inhale, come into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath here. And we'll step the left foot through to the top of the mat. Coming up onto your thigh, finding your balance here. Maybe hands come to the ground, or we use a block. And we'll release hands to the ground, curl the toe, lift the knee, step back. From your high plank, knees come down to the ground. Chin, chest. Breathing in, slinky through, cobra. Exhale, downward facing. And we'll step the left foot through. Downward facing dog. Looking to the top of the mat, we'll step or walk our feet. Inhale, look forward, halfway. Exhale, we bow and fold. Reverse swan dive to come all the way back up, hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. So standing back in mountain pose, we're going to keep the right foot forward, take a big step back with our left foot. Parallel the back foot to the back edge of the mat. Allow your hips to sink down a few times. We're going to bounce a few times here. So bounce, bounce, lunging forward, gently opening up through the inner thighs. So we're going to come into warrior two position. Where right knee stacks over the ankle, grounding your back foot down, really pressing into the outer edges of the back foot. Inhale, stretch the arms in opposite directions. Breathing here, relax the shoulders, gaze softly over your front middle finger. And slowly, we're going to drop the forearm down. Circle the top hand, reaching all the way up and forward. Palms down, fingers reaching towards the opposite side of the room. Continue to sink down into your hip. From here, a couple options. We're going to drop the bottom hand to the outside of our foot. You can place it on top of block. So in our extended side angle, top hand can stay straight, or we can reach it back. Finding a half bind, hand resting onto the low back. Continue to open up through that shoulder, leaning your heart back as if you're leaning onto a wall. So again, 3 heights to the block. Come up a little bit higher. If you find that your top shoulder is rounding, really consider using a block to lift the floor, and this will allow you to keep the chest lifted and open. So taking another 2-3 breaths. And slowly release. We're going to take the hands down, spin forward, grab your block with you. Come into a wide-legged forward fold stance. So feet are almost parallel to the edges of the mat. We're going to take our hands to the floor or onto a block. Pressing down, inhale, we're going to look forward, finding our halfway lift, flat back. As we exhale, we're going to drop the chest, drop the head. You can walk the block back with you to place your hands over the block. Continue to lift up through the sit bones, press down into the outer edges of the feet. If you need, you can adjust the width of your feet. So the wider your feet are, the closer it'll allow you to come to the floor. The closer your feet are, the more intensity in the stretch. So take a few breaths here. Get a feel for the sensations in the hamstrings. Maintain a slight bend through your knees. Taking one more breath. Slowly release. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, and turn back to the top of our mat. And we're going to step forward, finding our forward fold. Grabbing for opposite elbows. Give your body a gentle sway side to side. And let's slowly release. Inhale, look forward, halfway lift. Exhale, bow and fold. Reverse swan dive, come all the way back up. Inhale, bring the hands together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Taking your hands back to heart center. Keeping the left foot forward, we're going to step the right foot back, coming into warrior two position. So left toes are going to be facing forward, bending a few times, bouncing into the hips. Again, releasing through the hips. Dropping forward through the knee. Left knee comes over the left ankle. We'll stretch the hands in opposite directions. Breathing in. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Finding stillness. Dropping the forearm down, coming to our extended side angle, sweeping the top arm all the way up. Bicep close to ears, palms facing down. We're going to lean the chest back. So our options here, continuing to stay here with the forearm onto the thigh. If you can go a little bit further, take your hands down onto the floor. Block is an option, place it to the outside. Continue to lean the chest back. So the main focus here is to find openness through the shoulders. And if you like, you can swing your top hand towards your low back. And slowly release, taking the hands down onto the ground. And we'll start to pivot and switch over to the opposite side, finding your wide-legged forward fold. So from here, walk your feet either closer for a deeper stretch or bring them further apart to allow yourself to come closer towards the floor. Take an inhale, look forward, halfway lift, hands on floor, or you can use a block underneath. Exhale, we're going to bow and fold, walk the hands back, maybe resting your head on top of a block. Taking 3 deep breaths. And slowly release. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, we're going to spin back to the top of our mats. And we'll step back into a high plank. Bring the knees down to the ground. Slowly lower ourselves all the way down onto our belly. From here, we're going to reach back, taking hold of our strap, setting up for locust pose. So taking the strap behind us, interlace the hands if you like. So I'll do the first version with the straps. So we're going to pull onto the strap, take an inhale, press into the top of your feet, pull the arms behind you, gaze forward, lifting the arms up, and exhale, slowly release. Now, if you have more shoulder flexibility, you can try interlacing the fingers. So on the next breath in, we're going to lift up, continue to use your strap, or we're going to lift the chest up, press down to the feet, and slowly release all the way back down. Do this one more time with or without a strap. Let's take an inhale, lift up, pull, stretch, breathe, and exhale, lower all the way down. And let's give ourselves a little push to turn over onto our backs. Taking the right leg, cross it over our left thigh, reach underneath. Give ourselves a little stretch, holding onto the back of the thigh, or interlace the fingers around the shin. You can also use the strap here, looping it around. This is also a great option to help with that reach, allowing for our spine to stay flat on the back onto the floor. And we'll slowly release, switching sides. Cross your left ankle over your right. Reaching the hands or a strap underneath, finding your reclined pigeon pose. And we'll slowly release. Walking the feet to the edges of the mat. And take an inhale to stretch the arms up overhead. As we breathe out, relax the arms. Maybe bring a bend to your elbows, cactusing the arms, feet splay out to the side. And taking a moment to breathe here, allowing your body to come into stillness. Eyes will start to close. Breath starts to release and slow down. Preparing for Shavasana or corpse pose. So this posture is still a yoga posture. We're very much in the practice, even though we are not moving. This is one of the harder postures because it really tests your ability to stay still and focused. Relaxing the forehead, relaxing the jaws, relaxing the arms and shoulders. Allowing your body to absorb the practice. So this is the end of our beginner flow. Please feel free to stay as long as you like here in our Shavasana. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Kathie. I hope you had a great time practicing your first yoga class, or if it's not your first class, just enjoy the movement of the practice today. And if you like this video, please give it a like, a thumbs up below, and click on the subscribe button if you like to see more content, or if you have any questions or comments on things you would like to see in the future, please leave me a note in the comment section below. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you and namaste.